well, I can sing, but not well. So I want everybody to stand up like we're at the meeting. Directors too, everybody stand up. And kind of just get a little loose, get out of your chair. You got to get out of your chair. Okay. And then this is it starts with your your knees are bent. And it says, with Mary Kay, you're up. And you stand up. She'll never let you down. You go back down. You never settle for halfway up, because up is better than down. You ready? With Mary Kay, you're up. She'll never let you down. You never settle for halfway up, because up is better than down. Mary Kay, you're up. She'll never let you down. You never settle for halfway up, because up's better than down. Okay. I want you all alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic for our meeting.
Well, my knees are.
Yeah, we all have the knees. So, April, this is our last week of April, last 5 days, actually. This is a great time to really focus on your personal goals, because it's just that kind of a week where you don't have a lot of other things going on other than what you're focusing on and what you're working on. So you have 7 weeks to finish your star. And how many of you plan to finish your star? Let me see you. You finish your star. Yes. Oh, that is so good. So wonderful to be a star consultant. It really is. So pick out your prize and get excited about it, or have your family pick it out. That'll really keep you working. And then we have 9 weeks to the Court of Sales and Sharing. And if you're not working on the national, and I know some of you are working on national, but if you're not, what is your unit Court of Sales and Sharing? And if you don't know for absolute positive certain, ask your director. And if you don't know how close you are, she can find out, because we have all of those records in our reports from the company. So, I don't know about you guys, but when I can see the end and I know how much time I have, I kind of get a little more excited and involved and fired up in figuring out a way to make it happen. Anybody else like that? So you have 9 weeks, and you could probably be queen sharing 9 weeks. If you did 1 a week in your unit, you would definitely be queen of sharing. So think about that. Does that excite anybody? Like that, just even having that thought? Yeah, I hope so. Okay. And we have 2 weeks until you get to order the new stuff. So you can be thinking about that too, and planning on what you're going to order. That's if you're a star or you did the PCP. So that kind of hang on for another couple of weeks. And I know I was talking with Donna, and there's some great new training coming out on the foundations and how to get people switched over. And Donna said she would train on that. And we know she's so good. I'm so happy you said yes to that. Thank you very much. Okay, we have 1 week to finish April to qualify for Rise and Radiate. Wave if you have 2 or more months under your belt already. Oh, good. Look at all those girls. And then if you plan to finish, do a Yahoo. Let me see. Who's going to have 6? Yeah, okay. I love it. We got to have some fun, And those prizes look like they're fun to me too. So, all right. 1 week to finish April, 30 faces in 30 days. Who is working on 30 faces in 30 days for April? Okay. Is there anybody that's already finished, got it wrapped up? No? Okay. Then we got 1 week to finish that up. And this is when you can tell people and really get inside them to make them really want to help you. So I've got 1 week finished, got 5 days, and I need to get X many number. And, is there any reason why you couldn't help me? I have a special gift for you if we can get this on the calendar. The first part of the week or the last part of the week, that's for you. And get right into your booking routine. Okie dokie. If you submitted points, wave at us. Everybody that submitted points, whether you had a 0 or 1,000. Okay, thank you so much for tracking your business. This is your business and you want to track it so you know that you're moving forward and moving ahead. So every time you just do that one thing, and it's not a huge thing unless you had a lot of sales, but just do it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just do it. And we want to, here's the other thing. Setting the goal for the week. You need to set a goal every week. Don't just say, yeah, 300's it. If you do 300 without, picking up the phone and just writing up reorders, then shoot, that doesn't get you excited. You need a goal that excites you. So if you do 300 easily, then make it 4 or 5 or 600. Challenge yourself and get something going. And then that gets your brain engaged as, well, how am I going to do that? Okay, so we had 4 people who did the minimum $300. And the minimum of $300 is because we want you all to be a star. And if you do a $300 week every week, week in and week out, you make 600 and you qualify for your star. So beautiful. So listen to this. Corey Buck and Sherry Rice were, are you ready for this? $1 wholesale apart. $1 wholesale apart. $2 retail. Holy smokes. That should encourage everybody to make one more phone call so that you could. So I'm going to call them a tie. Because they both had 320, one 320, one 322. So congratulations on that. And next time I know it's going to be more than 300 because you guys are just, you're on it. So set a higher goal, challenge yourself. Then, let's see, is Peggy Richmond on yet? There she is. Okay. Peggy had a $384 party. So tell us, who is your hostess? How did you book her? Is she on here?
I don't see her.
Well, the nerve of her.
Yeah.
Supposed to be on here. So I guess we'll find out. But she had parties. She sold 2 skincare sets and had a $384 week. So parties get you there. So yes, that's good. And then Beck Osborne, number 1, $840 in sales. So we would like to hear from you, Miss Becky, how you made that happen.
I had a skincare party. I was working on 30 faces in 30 days. I'm at 25. So I had a skincare party, sold 2 basic skinccares. One was Time Wise and one was the new Mary Kay line to a young girl that had her own debit card. Her mom's teaching her right. And then other pretty good size reorders. So, but my party was 300 and something, wasn't it, Judy? Yeah, three something, over 300 for the party.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote
That's a
that down.
great way to have your, oh, are we gonna have that problem again? All right. Well, congratulations, Becky,
Thank
for
you.
being our queen yet once again. You really set the pace for everybody else and just doing a great job and having a fabulous Mary Kay year. I'm really excited to see where you end up at the end of the year. I was looking at those prizes today, and I'll tell you what, that ring on the personal court of sales is really gorgeous, really gorgeous. So we all like to have a few of those. Okay, I am finished. Does
Yeah.
anybody know of any more announcements I missed or anything? Anybody have anything to add?
I was just gonna say, Corey, she also had a party with $320 in sales, and she just started her business like 2 weeks ago. So she was in the top running there. So I know she isn't able to be on tonight because she's running a little bit late from work, but she did that. And then it looks like Patty in the comments, Patty Lovejoy said she had a $310 week as well. So nice job. And then we have a new consultant on here, one of my new consultants, Leticia. She's on here tonight. She just joined a couple weeks ago. So welcome.
What's her name?
Leticia. She's on here now. So
Okay, well, welcome. So happy to see all these new faces. Well, you're getting the gist of what you've got going on here. So get those appointments set up and go hold them. You know, Mary Kay, have you seen that there's a new book out about Mary Kay, like her biography or something? And one of the guys I play bridge with printed it off of the Wall Street Journal and brought it to me. And one of the things I didn't know about her was that she was married 3 times and widowed twice. And I thought, and look where she ended up in her 80s with millions of dollars. And I don't think anybody had a rougher road than Mary Kay her whole life. And she just, kept on, keep on keeping on. That's all that you can say and do. So we had a magnificent, fearless leader that still inspires me to this day. So who's doing our training tonight, Donna?
Sandra.
Centra.
I'm here. And my
Okay.
topic is customer service, tracking, all the fun stuff to grow your customer base. And I want to start off with saying, when I was a brand new consultant, maybe a red jacket, that was one of the things my adopted director had me do, customer service. And one of the things I remembered for 35 years ago talked about what it costs to keep a customer happy. It costs 5 to 7 times more to acquire a new customer than keep an existing one. So keep that in the back of your mind because that is so important to keep those customers. And many of us directors out here, we know how important is it to have systems and tracking in places for your customers. We all have different personalities, so you have to do what works for you. When I look at Becky, who is consistently, top 3 every week, Sherry, you probably already have, Lisa, a bunch of you have already good tracking systems. One of the things I will say to build some credibility here is I moved so many times. I think probably 7 times within a few years. And I was always impressed how I didn't lose any customers. And I think so much had to do with my systems were in place. Now, I'm not a very techie person. That's Jessica's your girl for that. And I still believe in profiles. I still keep profiles. And if you have a system that's online and better, then continue to use what you have. I love the profile, and even this is just for the last week or so. I have notes behind it, even though I have a Boulevard system that tracks everything. There is something about hard copy that I just cannot get away from. And it works, so why try to fix it? I love my profile. So one thing I will say, when you're tracking customers, I remember as a consultant, the goal was to get to 100 customers. That's where the fun begins. Because then it's easier to track when you have, 100 people. And think about if you were to add 2 people a week, what that would do for your business. or break it down for whatever numbers work for you. But you want to consistently add new people because that keeps things fresh. It keeps you excited. It keeps you happy. And my daughter used to always say, people want to buy from happy people. And that is so true. As you go out there, be happy, be joyful, have enthusiasm. Part of my affirmations every day that I would be enthusiastic when I go out there. So do that because people can know that behind a telephone, behind a computer, how you run your life. The one thing that I do is I do not discount my products. I am a big believer in not giving away a whole lot of things. I think our products is so important. You know, it's top of the line. And Mary Kay never really wanted us to discount our products. Twice a year, I do a customer appreciation. And that works really good. And I have customers who come to me over and over. The number one reason I believe, and directors, you probably feel the same, that I feel like I have retained amazing customers that, you know, every year that I can wrap up quarter sales without doing a whole lot, is my customers know they can depend on me. And I mail a lot of my products, and the one thing they come back to tell me is they're always impressed how fast and prompt their products get to them. And the things that I add to my products, every product, I always add a thank you for supporting my small business. I use stickers. I'll be honest, I'm not a big person who does a lot of notes, but I'm a connector. I do reach out via text, via Facebook messages, email to my customers so they know they hear from me. It's so important that you know your customer's name, you know a little background about what's happening in their family life, you know when somebody had a surgery, what's going on with their kids, because that's how you're able to communicate. It's not just about selling products, right? Customers wants to know that they matter. And sometimes I think of a customer, we may have a new product come out, and I will say, hey, Sherry, I just wanted to reach out to you. We have this brand new lipstick, and I would love to just send you a sample. And they love when you put that emphasis on. We all know about PCP, and I know we're all doing it. Couple things. I have Boulevard, which is a software program, but I know a lot of you use My Customers. If I had to do my business all over again, I probably would just use My Customers. So talking to the new people out there, you know, Mary Kay has a wonderful system for us to keep our preferred customers and everything online. I just started at a time when we had a software called Boulevard, and it has kept all my records for all the years. I have thousands of people in that system. I know their birthday, it lights up every time I go into invoice. My invoices are very professional. And so when I print it out, it does it all. And I write my notes in that when I send it out. I am a big believer in presentation. Everything that goes out of my office, it goes in a beautiful pink envelope. And inside of that envelope, I use these self-seal envelopes, and I always put samples. And I have these are from Lasting Impression. It says MK. This fits a lookbook and a sample of anything. This is how I actually meet customers when I'm out and about, because it looks good and a lookbook fits in there. One of the things I would say, be a woman of your word. When you tell your customer that you're going to deliver something or mail it out, you have to do it. If anything changes, you have to reach out to that customer and let her know, I am so sorry I didn't get to it today, but I will let her know the change of time. She's validated that you cared enough to let her know that. I see over and over sometimes people do not do what they said they're going to do, and the customer never reaches she gets a product like a week later, and that is not okay. Be prompt. Let's see. One of the things that I do for giveaways, we have had customers. I've had customers who, some of them are really in the 80s and all of that. So I have a different system for them, and they're not looking for even a discount. They order 2 and 3 things off at a time. What I have done for those customers is I have broken up the travel sizes of the Voluform. And that's what I sent them. I would send them like a cleanser or the Lifton. I feel like my customers, my Voluform customers, they are always running out of the Lifton serum. And since I cannot get it to them fast enough, unless they live like within driving distance, I want them to always have a travel size of the Voluform system. And I would send that. I save all my boxes. I can mail products in this. It looks really pretty. I can deliver products in this. I can put some shred, make it look really pretty. But that's you can even use this to keep your profiles. You can keep your tracking. Keep everything together. So when you are ready to have great customer service, nothing is out of place. One of the things I think that's super important as we are getting to get new products and new foundations. Good customer service and good tracking is when you can order the product, Star Consultants, PCP, consultants, when the 10th come and you can order those products. I want you to be like directors. You know, when all of our directors, we can order the new foundations last night. We all ordered it. We were so excited because we wanted to be able to have that to, serve our customers. So I see a breakdown in consultants waiting too long to get a product that's already being advertised in our new lookbook out there. And so I would say it doesn't matter. You can do a smaller order, but get that new products out as soon as that's available. Another great thing about keeping grid records is when your customer calls you and says, "Hey, Jessica, I need a foundation." Jessica can say, "No problem, I'll get that in the mail to you. And what else can I get you?" And you go through the whole thing. Are you running low on anything? And you probably have an idea when last you purchased things. So to say you're probably running low on something. But my point in that is you should not have to ask her what color her foundation is, because that should be all part of your tracking system in what she's ordered from you and the color of her foundation. And that's all, of course, is going to change in a few weeks, right? Let's see. So there are a couple things that I'm going to just wrap up with in terms of what's important. Number one, using her name as often as one. Every client should be seen, remembered, and valued. Use their name, reference past purchases, and personalized recommendations. That is so important. They should trust you, that you're not trying to sell them something, but you have a relationship and you care about them. We all know about follow-up, the 2-day system, 2 weeks, 2 months, follow up for birthdays. How many of you currently are doing something special for your customers on their birthday? Okay, that is awesome. If you're not doing something for your birthday, this is the one time you should reach out. Everybody likes to receive something for their birthday. I remember Judy Roman told us long time ago. Judy, this is like years. You would call people specifically on their birthday, and you would have a card. And correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you had a card that actually sang "Happy Birthday." Did you play that, or did you sing "Happy Birthday"?
I did not sing it. I played it.
Yes. But I remember that Judy Roman told me years ago, and I'm talking probably 30 years ago. And I still remember how important it is to call my consultants and my customers the day of their birthday. And now we have it so much simpler because we have Facebook. And most of our customers are on Facebook. We get to private message them. We get to tell them how, celebrate all month long. They can take advantage of a gift with purchase. I love gift with purchase. As I said, I do not discount my products, but I love to offer a gift with purchase, and I continue to do that. So that is important to do. Let's see. I talked about fast response. Surprise your customers by just throwing something in. Throwing something in, always. Every one of your customers should have a sample of the new mask. You should be giving that out to everybody you have met. Everybody. And and you can find it if you don't have it, I can post it. It's the sheet that has the step-by-step direction of the new mask. And I think the older we get, we need big writing to tell us how this product works. And it's nice to present, because how many people, you're doing something in your bathroom and you cannot read those words in this little sample. So whenever I do a sample, I have instructions exactly what to do. Okay, let's see. Handle complaints well. If a customer has an issue, you send a wrong color, because we're human and sometimes we mess things up. How many times I have sent, my foundation was next to each other and I sent the wrong color because I'm busy. And what I do when that happens, I let her keep the color, whatever I sent her. And sometimes I don't even charge her for it, because it's not going to change my life to give my customer a free product, but she will remember what I did. I run this business open-handed without having to discount a product. I hope that makes sense. If somebody needs to return something, you handle that with professionalism. Of course, the first thing you want to do is exchange that product. And, but at the same time, do not avoid it. If a customer has any issues, be there to walk her through whatever she's going through. The product is not working, because she will be more likely to stay with you if you work through the issues and be very professional. Acknowledge quickly, validate, and solve fast. Track your top clients. I always had a different tracking system for my top clients. However, I will say today, and I'm sure the directors probably have the same issues. When I first started, I used to print out my PCP and call every customer to remind them of products. My customers have gotten at a point right now that they call me, they text me. I don't know how many of you have that experience, but very few times do I have to reach out to my customers specifically to remind them about a product. They usually do most of it, because I track and I reach out to them, and for the year, they have a customer newsletter from me. They know the new products. They get their PCP from me, so that my name is constantly in front of them, that a lot of times they just reach out to me. I hope that makes sense. And we all know PCP, that's the cost of a mascara a year if you were to do PCP for your customers 4 times a year. Update your samples. Make sure your samples are already updated so you can include that. And really, that is what I have for tracking and customer service, but I'm up to answer any questions anyone have.
Centra, what is
Yes.
your birthday gift with purchase?
Every person, I do something different because I customize it for them. If I ever do a discount, it would be their birthday and be a 20%. But a lot of times I would have them choose a product at half price. Oh, just have them choose a mascara or lip gloss. That keeps me where I don't have to do a whole lot. I love to give away free lip gloss, free mascara.
Okay, and another comment in the comments was they would love the sheet on the new mask.
I will send that to you, Donna, and you can post it.
Okay, great. Any other
I hope
questions
this
for
helped a
Centra?
little in keeping track of your customers and growing your customer base to 100. That's the first step.
I loved it when you
Well,
said the fun begins at 100.
Yes.
That's true.
I think it's good also when you are meeting with someone, if she tries several lipsticks and there are several that are not good, I write it down and write the name down, and I cross through that lipstick color on her file that I have, so that I know if we try lipsticks a later time, we already know those lipsticks don't work. So
I
we
like
don't,
that.
if we meet with somebody another time, go through the same thing.
Yes.
Or the same with foundations or anything else. I might write it down and make an X through it. That tells me We did it. We tried that. It doesn't work. So that we
Yeah.
know, I know where to go from the next time. Trust me, we don't remember. You know, we may think, oh, I'll remember. It's like putting something in the freezer and not labeling it. Oh, I'll remember what that is. And then you stand there looking at this frozen piece of food going,
Yes.
what is this? I guess I'll
One
just
more
throw it away.
thing, one more thing I wanted to mention is I keep my customer credit cards on file if they want me to. So I always ask them because if they're that type of person that you have the information, they're like, just charge my card, please. So it's important if you have that, it's in a secure place and it's in my computer.
Another thing I would say, I do the same thing, Centra, and I also use Boulevard. But whether you use Boulevard or not, it is important to know how they pay you, because a lot of times, okay, I still had an open ticket, I hadn't marked them as paid, so then I have to go look at Venmo, I have to look at PayPal, I have to look at my credit card, and then I have to look through the checks. When I started making a note in the memo part of their invoice, they pay by Venmo, they
Mhm.
pay by check, and it just, they pay online,
Zelle,
online, or
yes.
they pay me a credit card in person, and I make those notes. It helps tremendously
So
just to,
important, Donna. Thank you for saying that. Absolutely. Know your customers, know their wants, know their needs, and treat them special because it takes 5 to 7 more times in attracting a new customer. All righty, that's it.
okay, let me open up the breakout rooms, and you guys, hopefully you can put yourselves in the rooms. It should be open. And the directors will wait until everybody from their group is in there. And if somebody can't find it, tell me and I'll move you. Going pretty fast. Hey, all right, bye-bye, ladies.
We still have people in here. Oh,
I think they're,
no,
Centra,
there's,
can you let me move Centra? Okay, that should be everybody moved.
there's still somebody here. Lisa's still in here.
Ah, I tried to move her. Hold on, let me move Lisa. Hmm. She not joined. Move to. Well, she's in my group. She just must have to join it. So, okay, I'm heading out.
See ya.
Okay. Oh, before I go, I'm gonna